Hey y'all, so I'm back. I am back with another episode of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 12, episode 2. It's called like Receipt Something. Baby, this episode was probably one of the best episodes of Real Housewives in Beverly Hills as far as like the top of the season. They rarely give us an episode like this. Episode 2? Baby, the notes. I was cracking the hell up. I was like, ooh, bitch, like, good episode. So let's get to it. Okay. So we go back over to Dorit's house, and I think it's like the next day or something like that, right? So PK comes in a room with her and sits down. It's like, hey, so they showed the glass, I guess, that the robbers broke. They have that boarded up now. So they were showing that. And now, PK, I don't know if I believe PK, but I do to a degree, and I'm going to talk about it. PK said that he had talked to the DA, and the DA was like, we really are going to get these guys. You have the full weight of the LAPD behind you. And not having big letters in my notes, privilege at its finest. You got the whole weight of the LAPD behind you. Privilege. I don't got to go much further. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I should have had this better. Shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really sorry. Hold on. All right. Anyway, good. So, yeah. So, privilege at its finest. So, Dorit pretty much goes on to talk about how her dad was like a paratrooper. And like that's how she learned how to be so cool, calm, and collected, and tells this whole story about her daddy and some B and something like that. So then, please let me address this. I want to address this. When I look back at my review from last week, what I said in the middle, I literally said, because when I was talking about the Dorit thing, I said it was twofold. And the first way that I explained it was like, I could look at it as being Bravo's fault, and I never got to the second part that I meant. The second thing that I meant is like either on one hand, Bravo was doing a lot, but on the second hand, it's like Dorit, why would you even like open yourself up and allow that type of stuff? So I've been seeing like this narrative pretty much go around that people feel like Dorit is lying. I do not feel like Dorit is lying. And somebody said on one of their videos, like, why would you? Sorry, yeah, like why? Like who would be like that fame hungry to exploit that situation? She would. Yeah, people do it all the time. I believe that actually happened to her, but I also believe that Dorit was, as everybody know, she rightfully so, was on a chopping block as far as getting axed because she did not have a storyline. I've been saying that for the past 2 seasons. As much as I love Dorit and I love her fashions and everything, she has not had a storyline in the past couple of seasons. So in all reality, she was on the chopping block, but I don't think that she pulled this whole thing. I think it really happened, and I think that she used this as an opportunity to stay on the show. I think 2 things can be true. So that's that. But for the people that do say that it's fake, some of you guys' like questions, it's not crazy. One question I did have when they talked about it, they said she was like telling PK like I was right there, and they was yelling like, who the fuck is here? Who the fuck is here? Who the fuck is here? Now, a couple people said how is it that they were yelling, but like the kids didn't hear anything like that? Now, this was my take from it, and I said this last week. Dorit has a really big house. Like, I think that y'all are comparing people yelling to like y'all apartment size or my apartment size. I'm not even trying to shade everybody else, but I'm just saying like we don't live in those type of houses, and we don't know where Dorit's room is in comparison to her children's room. Dorit's room could be upstairs and her kids' room could be downstairs. Dorit's room could be all the way on the west wing of the damn house, and her kids is all the way down on the east wing. So I don't think that that's really a valid thing to say, oh, well, if they was yelling, why didn't the children hear? Because they live in a fucking mansion. Like, she didn't even hear them. Like, also, think about it. To people who say that, why didn't the children hear her? Think about it this way. When they broke that glass downstairs, Dorit didn't say that that's what woke her up, because she lives in a big ass house. So she wouldn't necessarily. So the odds of her hearing that, she probably really wouldn't, depending on where her room is in comparison to where the door that was broke is. Like, And then, yeah, so that's just how I feel. I just feel like she has a big ass house. And I think that we're trying to compare it to our size apartments and our size houses. Yeah, our houses are small. We could fit four of people regular houses. 10 of them could fit into Reed's house. So that's just that on that. Something else that kind of bothered me a little bit. So PK said, because they show like security guards and stuff like that downstairs. And PK says, you want to know what's crazy to me? You know that you have the security guard here and all of these other people, and the kids don't even seem to notice. Like, they don't even seem to miss a beat. Now, he tried to put that towards in the sense of like, oh, like they both, him and Dorit, tried to say, oh my gosh, they're just so adaptable and they're so adaptable. I look at it two ways. If you saying that there are new people walking all around your house and your kids didn't stop to ask you, who the hell is this? Why is they here? None of that. Two things. Either A, your kids need to pay more attention and y'all need to give them the stranger danger. Because at this point, I'm starting to think that the kids let the damn robbers in the house, because that, or B, y'all be having anybody around y'all kids. Like, real shit. If PK is saying that all of these security guards and stuff and all of these people could be around their kids and they not even blink and it's nothing changes in their daily whatever, like in their everyday thing, they didn't ask about it, nothing like that. That just gives me, like I said, either A, your kids like really don't pay attention to shit at all, like in a bad way, or B, y'all be having a whole bunch of people around your kids so they don't really care. But that's just that. That was the first scene. I'm sorry, y'all. I spent a lot of time on that. Okay, so then we have Kyle and Lisa. It's like a dual scene. We have Kyle and Lisa together, I think at a restaurant, and then we have Sutton and Crystal at like a little bakery shop. So when it comes to Sutton and Crystal, they just pretty much sat down and had a conversation about what Sutton did to Lisa. That was pretty much what they talked about. Kyle talked about how Halloween had went #1 and she's gonna be in the next one. Good for you. Let me tell you something, Kyle. So far, episode 2, bitch, me and you, we here. Like, I really, really, really liked Kyle this episode. It gave me like season 1, season 2, season 3 Kyle, which is like when I really like stood for that bitch. So I hope that's the road that we're continuing down. I really do. Like, Kyle is still annoying in ways, but not annoying to the point where it's like, oh, get the hell out of my face type shit. So, okay. So, all right, Kyle, back to Kyle and Lisa. So, Lisa, they're talking about Erica. Lisa tells Kyle that when she went to Erica's house, that Erica, and they did like a little flashback. Apparently, Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal did an article with the LA Times pretty much like recounting the fact that they kind of like how they felt like they were affected by the whole situation with Erica. And I'm sorry, again, I know people probably really think that I'm like caping for Erica, but I'm not. Like, I agree with Erica. Y'all literally had y'all time on TV for a whole season, getting all y'all thoughts out and how y'all felt about me and how y'all felt like I was lying. Why would you guys then, once the show is over, then still go and have a separate conversation with the LA Times at that and be like, well, yeah, we did just feel so this, and yes, we did just feel so that. It does come off very much thirsty, and it does I'm just talking about if I'm from Erica's point of view. That does come off thirsty, and like you guys are using me for a storyline because, like she said, you said what you had to say about her on the show. So I don't really understand the point of sitting down with a magazine later and saying, oh my gosh, we were just so affected by it, when in all reality y'all really wasn't. Y'all thought that y'all might be affected by it. The only way that y'all was truly affected by it is by maybe people calling y'all and asking y'all questions, but like y'all wasn't like affected by it. So I do think that that's very weird that once the season was done, that they felt the need to have that conversation with the LA Times. It comes off thirsty. And I don't like that for you, Garcelle. That hurts my heart. I hope that's not what that was. I hope it was like maybe just like a feature on the Beverly Hills Wives as a whole, and that question came up. But otherwise, that's weird as fuck to me. Real shit. And I love Garcelle down. So then, it's about to be Harry's birthday. Harry fine ass Hamlin, who is 70. That is amazing to me. Amazing. But Lisa said, so they start talking about like the whole thing with Sutton and how Sutton went on Watch What Happens Live and said that Lisa didn't buy Elton John tickets, whatever the hell the case may be. Now, Lisa said that Harry texted Sutton and said, I don't know what you're talking about, but we've been going to Elton John's charity for years, and he always invites us. And then Kyle was like, well, what did she write back? And she said she didn't say anything back. I call bullshit. I'm sorry. I call bullshit on that. Maybe Harry Hamlin did, but I just don't feel in my heart to heart that Harry Hamlin gives a F enough about that type of situation to go out of his way to contact Sutton about it. And on top of that, Sutton didn't even bring that up at any point in time. I do not believe, and Lisa's a liar. So, you feel me? She's a whole liar. So yeah. So, then everybody's getting ready to go to Harry Hamlin's birthday party. Lisa is at home and pretty much says that Diana will be coming, and Diana was like married to a British banker, and that British banker was cool with PK, but we'll talk about her a little bit more later, okay? So in the car on the way to Harry Hamlin's dinner, before we get there, when Lisa and Harry got there, I guess made the decision, Lisa made the decision to like do the nameplate and stuff like that. So we're gonna get to that later too. So I guess she, did her plating and stuff like that. And then when they was going through it, he was like, well, then that means Sutton is gonna kind of be all the way at the end. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that on purpose. And then she was like, because this is about my husband and you're not gonna make something about you. I said, girl, sit her where you want to sit her, because you only inviting her because y'all filming. So that's just that on that. So so in the car on the way there, so there was Kyle, fine ass Mauricio, PK, and Dorit in one car, and then you got Sutton, Crystal, and then her husband Rob in another car. Now in the car with Dorit and Kyle, they're pretty much having a conversation, and Kyle was pretty much saying how she didn't like the way that Sutton like kind of responded and like kind of acted, when everything happened with Dorit, and she just felt like it was kind of like it wasn't showing like a lot of emotion or anything like that. And apparently, I guess like outside of whatever conversation that we saw that they had, she said that same day she put something up with like some drinks, having a great time. And Dorit, I guess like at first, Dorit, to be quite honest, Dorit was actually like, I don't want to say capable, but kind of like understood Sutton, because they were talking about, oh yeah, all of the girls came to my house. And then I think PK was like, well, Sutton didn't come. And she said, well, no, but I understand that because like we're friends, but we're not friends to where she would run over there. And my whole thing is, if Dorit can understand that, Kyle, why can't you? Dorit didn't even expect anything. It wasn't until Kyle, and I don't even think maybe Dorit Sutton not really caring. I don't really feel like that bothered Dorit until Kyle told her, when Sutton was like, I'm sorry I didn't have a gun to my head or something like that. And that's what pissed PK and Dorit off. That to me is really what pissed them off. Because otherwise, like she said, like y'all cool, but we're not like cool to where she would be running and calling and jumping up and down to try to make sure that I'm okay. So I said, Kyle, you are a messy, messy, messy bitch. But I'm here for it this season. Messy as hell. So yeah, so that's that. And I forgot, what did Sutton and Crystal talk about? I don't know. I think she was just talking about the problems she got in general. But anyway, so then we get to dinner, okay? So let's go through the girls. First of all, let me tell y'all what I wore to the dinner, okay? Let me give y'all what I wore, okay? So I figure it's Harry Hamlin's, 70th birthday. So I want to be cute, right? I want to be cute. And this is Bravo, so I want to give it a little oomph, but I don't want to do too much. So this is what you see. I got the, if you can't see, there's a little cutout here. So, I tried to keep it, I even gave the watch. I didn't do too much. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I gave the girls, we gave them a nice little high pony, okay, with the bangs, with the little diamond earrings. Shout out to Kay's Jewelers, okay? So we was giving them a little something. I wasn't trying to give them too much. You feel me? I was trying to get them just enough. So that's how I came to the party, right? I came to the party like that. Then Garcelle had called me and told me that she was outside, okay? And Garcelle came through. She looked so damn good. Her hair was on point. Body was on point. Like, the dress itself wasn't even nothing to like really jump out the window about, but it's just like the way that it was on her and her. You did that, Gar. You did that, okay? Who else do we have? Hated Crystal. I never liked the way Crystal dressed. I just feel like she dresses. I know her style when I see it, and I don't care for it. So that's just how I feel about that. Erica, as normal, looked amazing. Loved the dress. Loved the hair. The makeup was everything. I loved the bun on top, giving me life. Who else we got? Sutton, plain. But you want to know what? I will take plain from Sutton any day than what she normally gives us. So thumbs up for Sutton. Dorit, so here's the thing. Dorit just went through a tragedy. So we're going to let her slide this time. Because she just went through a tragedy. So we're going to let her slide, okay? And then Kyle looked basic. But you know what? It was fine. Nobody really jumped out to me other than Lisa. Whatever. Nobody really jumped out to me. I would give best dress to either Erica or Garcelle. Because I'm not going to hold you. Erica looked amazing. But Garcelle, 8, bitch. 8. Looked amazing. So anyway, so it's time for dinner. Oh, and then before that, Diana finally comes. So we learn, eventually Diana gets her own little segment, and we'll get there. But what we do learn about Diana at that point is that she's the one with the money. So you know how Kathy Hilton was on here last time and she's the one, this is the girl with the money, okay? Not everybody like knows her. Crystal does know her, Lisa does know her, PK does know her, but nobody really knows her, but they all know of her because she lives an extremely lavish lifestyle, okay? And at first I was getting a little annoyed by it, but I by the end of the episode, I stand her so far. I really do. So, okay. Let's talk about the seat placement for a second here. Where am I on time? Let's talk about the seat placement real fast. I do not understand. I want Lisa to give me the reasoning for the way that table was set up. Number one, because I wrote down everything I had a problem with for the most part. What I really don't understand is why are none of the couples next to each other? Why is Harry Hamlin sitting at the head of the table with Dorit next to him with Lisa Rinna 4 seats down to the right of him? Why is Mauricio sitting next to Dorit and Garcelle sitting next to Mauricio, but Kyle is sitting diagonal from Garcelle? Like, the seating made absolutely no sense. And I don't know if it's because she was trying to mix and mingle people, but the seating literally made no sense. I can understand maybe trying to put Dorit towards the head of the table because of, just trying to keep her in the center of everything. But you literally had Dorit at the head of the table and her husband at the very end of the table, like kind of like at the middle/end of the table. Like, I really want to understand the placement. I don't get it. Why didn't you just make it to where mostly couples were sitting with each other? I do not understand. So then, Erica's like, I want to meet Diana. Like, introduce me to your friend. Because it's like Erica, Lisa, and then Diana is sitting at the end of the table. So, they introduced each other, and Erica, she's like, I know exactly who Diana is. Okay, she lives like an extremely lavish lifestyle, yachts and helicopters and jets, all hers. So, then the girls talk about, look at like her Cartier rings. I think she had like maybe 4 in her hand and 2 on her neck. And I think it said anywhere from 43,000 to 200 and something thousand a piece. And Kyle was like, it's not fair. Like, how many Cartiers is you gonna get, baby? Eating. You hear me? Yes, Miss Diana. Yes, ma'am. So, she pretty much loves, I think Crystal said pretty much to sum it up, she loves like pretty much telling people that she's wealthy and they're not. It gives her life. And at first I didn't like that the way Crystal said it, but as we go on, I love her. I love her. So I just wrote this down because I thought it was so funny. So Mauricio, after the dinner's over, right? Mauricio's in the corner and he high as hell, sitting there talking to Asher, which is Diana's fiance, and he's like 15 years younger than her. And he was like, so what is it that you do? He said, oh, I'm a singer. He said, so you sing? I said, oh, girl. Diana, so let's just so we gonna call the thing a thing? So you Miss Cougar? And he got it. He's a singer. Anytime a rich woman is with a man and he say he a singer, we all know what it's hitting for. And that's okay. That's all right. That's perfectly fine. It's her life. She gotta live it. So then we at the table and it's all of the girls, only the girls. So Sutton pretty much apologizes to Lisa, but she said, and I really caught this before everything even hit the fan. She said, I apologize for saying that out loud. I normally wouldn't do something like that, you know? So I apologize for saying that out loud because that's something that I shouldn't have said. So Lisa said, like, to be clear, like, I appreciate your apology, but to be clear, you didn't give us tickets. Now, according to Lisa said that Sutton did buy that. Okay, let me stop for a second. Lisa said that her and her husband did get tickets, but then Sutton reached out to them and asked if they wanted to sit at her table. So they said yeah and returned their tickets. And then the morning of the charity, Lisa got something, or I think maybe Harry got something from his publicist, or somebody got something saying that Sutton had canceled her table, so pretty much they didn't have any tickets. And then I guess whoever they reached out to pretty much said that, like, we can get you in if you and Harry do a 30-minute interview at IMDb or whatever, however Marlo said it. And she said that's pretty much how they got in. Do I believe that? No, because Lisa's a liar. Like, even if I wanted to, it's hard for me because Lisa's a liar. So let's keep going. So Sutton pretty much at this point gets mad and is like, you know, like that is not true. That is not true. So Garcelle really tries to be a good friend to Sutton. Like, you want somebody to have your back like that. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like Garcelle got to back up a little bit. And I'm explaining myself in a second. So Garcelle was like, don't you have receipts? Don't you have a receipt or something like that? And so Sutton pulls out a paper and Diana was like, no. Diana's rich ass. She said, no. See, what we're not going to do. I love how she commanded the table. We're not going to do that. That is extremely tacky. This is a charity that we're talking about. And I think both of y'all need to drop the subject. Just drop it. Move on to the next topic. Don't talk about it. I got my life when she did that. I don't know why, but it gave me very rich bitch vibes, which is like, y'all really sitting up here arguing over who paid for a table at a charity? Y'all all tacky as fuck. And this is why I stay in my tax bracket and I'll come down with the mere mortals, because this is, and she was pretty much like, this is what y'all want to argue about? Like, but we need to be arguing about who Jets is better. Not who bought a damn charity table at an Elton damn John situation. So, at that point, Lisa was like, yeah, you want to know what? Like, I agree, pretty much agreeing with Diana. And Kyle is funny as hell. In her confessional, she was like, Lisa was all ready until them receipts came out. And then when Diana was like, let's leave it. Lisa's like, oh yeah, let's leave it alone. Right, Kyle. Right, okay? So, then, you know, they kind of going back and forth and, you know, hold on, what else? Yeah, they're going back and forth and pretty much Sutton is like, well, like, I'm not a liar, but like, I know what slander is. And it was just the way that the camera was angled was so perfect for this moment, because all you see is Erica in the background laughing. She was like, slander. And Crystal is like, oh my gosh. So she's like, slander. She says, so she's like, that's so funny that you're talking about slander. So at this point, Garcelle, trying to be the good friend, is like, she didn't say this, but she said, girl, give me the damn receipt. So then we cut to the confessional of Sutton, and Sutton is pretty much reading the email. The email pretty much reads, you know, that she asked for a table, she bought the table. But the thing about that receipt, and even Dorit said it, like, as soon as I said it to myself, Dorit said it. The thing about that receipt is, like, it doesn't really prove what Lisa is saying. Lisa never said that she didn't buy the table. She did say that she bought the table. She said that you canceled the table at the last minute, which could very much so be possible. And just because you have a confirmation of the fact that you bought it. She was never disputing that. She's saying that you canceled the table. So the receipts kind of fell flat. Like, I understand what she was bringing it for, but Lisa never denied you getting the table. Is pretty much what I'm saying. So those receipts didn't hit the way I think that you probably expected them to. Like, that's my whole thing about it. But real fast on, because I don't really got a lot of time, but real fast about Garcelle. Garcelle, you gotta let, put Garcelle to the side. Sutton, you gotta stand up in your shit. You could tell that when she was pulling out the receipts, she really didn't want to do it and that she was about to cry. This is the thing, Sutton. This is your 3rd season on here now. You are a real housewife. If you're gonna come with the receipts, bitch, be ready to smack somebody with it. Don't bring receipts and then have acid. That's always my problem with Sutton. She has to keep the same energy. The same way that she kept that energy with Erica when Erica came for her real fast. You gotta keep that same energy across the board. And it's like she uses Garcelle as like, kind of like her mouthpiece to a degree. And Garcelle got to stop doing that. Let her speak up for herself. You can't be on a Real Housewives and not stick up for yourself. Like, you got to speak. But you could, please go back and watch that scene. She was so scared. That's why Garcelle took the paper. As that girl said in that meme, stand up, son, stand up, okay? So, I ain't got that much time. So, Sutton pretty much Erica and Sutton go back and forth because Erica was like, well, where's my apology? And Sutton said, you ain't gonna get it because I don't like you, which cracked me the fuck up. And then whatever. Sutton and Lisa give each other a fake ass hug, and Kyle, Garcelle, and everybody and their mama was like, this is phony as hell. Because Sutton was like, oh, you know I adore you. Garcelle, no, bitch, no, you don't. Which was hilarious to me. Hilarious. So, ooh, we gotta speed through this. Diana, she got 5 to 6 houses. She rich as hell. She was a refugee, left home at 19, met her husband who was an investment banker, had a whole bunch of money, divorced him, got 2 kids by him, and there's a 15-year age difference between her and her current fiance. Kyle and Sutton, and I just want to wrap this up really fast. Kyle and Sutton met up, and long story short, Kyle pretty much just wanted to talk to her about, ooh, it got dark so fast. I didn't even realize how dark it got, y'all. Hold on. I didn't even realize how dark it got. Why y'all ain't tell me? So Kyle pretty much just wanted to ask like Sutton, like, why did you react the way that you did to whatever happened with Dorit? And Sutton was just like, girl, I mean, like, I agree with Sutton. Like, girl, what the fuck do you want from me, girl? I have my own stuff going on with my business, and I don't really know what you want from me. But I do appreciate Kyle's, like, directness and pretty much telling Sutton, like, bitch, this ain't about you. You ain't about to flip this whole situation and make it about you. So I guess that's probably going to be a storyline that them two is, like, not going to necessarily get along. But I agree with Sutton. Like, what... Kyle, everybody's not over dramatic like you. I'm sorry that it happened to her, but like, what did you want me to do? Jump out the damn window? I'm not about to do that. But y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think. I'm sorry that it got so dark. I was using natural light, but I'm out, y'all. Bye.